Of course we are heard. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. It is an honor to be able to have another show today. And as you guys can tell from my voice, I still have not healed completely from the Christmas party that we were at, which I got completely wasted. And it was an amazing time and fun. And now I can't scream. So... It's like I'm going through puberty all over again at the age of 35.
So, real quick, before we bring Nikki on to discuss this beautiful message we're going to have. By the way, I love you so much. You're so amazing. We have just an update real quick.
We do have an update. We want to say thank you for everyone for all your support. Everything that you have done for the High Vibes Up family has just been phenomenal, and it's very exciting to be able to share that, share the abundance, the love, the health, and the wealth with everyone that we have, because as we know, knowledge is power, and that's what High Vibes Up is all about, is about sharing that knowledge, sharing that connection, sharing that family. And there is just something that we want to present with you guys, with the success that's coming down the pipeline. It's really hard for me to speak and my throat's starting to hurt. So,
okay.
Did you want to do the rest? I don't.
Okay, so basically we're going to be scheduling 20-30 minute sessions with everyone. Oh no, actually 20 minutes.
Not everyone, only the family members that have joined the ASEA group.
Okay, what
the
he
High
said.
Vibes Up ASEA.
And so, I will be posting a link so that you can schedule with us, and then we can have a chat with you. So we're really excited about that.
We're very excited about that.
And do you want to bring Nikki on?
Yes, so Miki, thank you. Mickey. Not Nikki. Mickey.
Right.
So thank you, Mickey, so much for being here. It is an honor to be able to have another show with you. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to see you guys. Always so happy.
Right?
Yeah, no, things are amazing. Amazing. So much movement. Nothing to see here, folks, just that we're winning.
We are winning. You know, there's been a lot of TikToks about, you know, arrests going on, and it's just going crazy on what we're seeing out there, and it's just awesome.
So you mentioned a country that starts with the letter B
Yeah.
and ends with L.
Yes. Very strong in soccer.
It's like the first part of it is like what we wear under our shirts, the bras.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Apparently, they have just overturned the election. Am I allowed to say that word?
No.
Sorry. Shoot.
Starts with an E, ends with a sh.
Yeah. Sorry. And apparently they're arresting, and there's a lot of justice happening. So that's huge, because this is a country that's known about the bad stuff happening for some time, you know, and they were very active and on the streets, etc. And so for them to have some justice, it sends a huge message worldwide. This is massive.
It is massive.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The big G's going down.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm hearing more and more about, you know, judges and lawyers getting picked up
Oh, that is
in America.
awesome.
So That's really big too. I think it doesn't take much to make a huge example out of these situations, and that you're going to just see a big shift happening. Also, I'm finding that the revaluation has just come through.
Ooh.
So all those humanitarian efforts that you might have lined up, just really start thinking about that, because it is happening. So for anyone who bought foreign currencies, start paying more attention to the value of those currencies, especially Venezuelan, the dong, the dinar, what's the last one? The zim.
And there is also
Dinar.
dinar, right?
Yeah, the dinar, yeah. And then the bolivar from Venezuela. Yeah, so a lot of these countries have been really, really badly treated. And so obviously to bring us from third world, the first world, the dollar had to come down, the euro had to come down, and the third world had to come up, so this is just going to be huge to watch. Just to watch some of these countries be rebuilt from ground up, based on the stewardship of the land and the water and living waters. And I don't know, I just think that the farmers and the natives are going to be very well taken care of moving forward, because they are truly our sacred stewards of the land. So I've been even getting, downloads from Spirit saying, as I was flying, because I went out to Mar-a-Lago this last week. It was beautiful. I went to one of the gala. It was like white glove, black tie, amazing event in Mar-a-Lago, beautiful grounds.
Wow.
And I went out for December 1st. And then for 2 days after, we went to a conference at the Trump International Golf Club, which was also just absolutely stunning. We got to see Mr. T come up. Am I allowed to say that again? Sorry, Mr. T come up the 18th hole and finish his round on the Friday. And then Saturday, they just handed me the mic, said, take the stage, tell everyone about Bonds for the Win. So that was crazy. And then I was back at Mar-a-Lago on Sunday to a Moms for America luncheon. And that too was great to see the support and all the moms coming out and really taking initiative in the curriculum that's going on at the schools, which I'm hearing more and more about, that they've actually received another round of ESSER funds, and that they're pushing yet another agenda behind the scenes through their programs to try to sexually harass our children. Yeah, so that might be coming back up. But there's more. So there's actually, just recently, there have been some documents that have started circulating wherein we can hold lawyers accountable for the fact that they work for a foreign agency, the BAR, British Accreditation Registry, and that crown has fallen. So if they don't announce that they had signed an oath to the foreign corporation, they're actually getting picked up.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah.
This is so exciting.
So there's some serious justice. We're talking 500,000 lawyers throughout the nation that have been cooperating, and a lot of judges have been operating in fraud and knowingly. So, I mean, I feel for the people that were misled, but it's time now to pick the right side.
It is time to pick the right side.
And knowledge is power.
And we've also been noticing that a lot of the higher end people are starting to kind of slow down with the information as well.
Yeah.
Which means that we're getting closer, much closer. And
there's a lot of countries that are officially gold backed now. So like they were celebrating in the streets in Iraq. So that's just so exciting. There's so much that people don't see that's really happening. And it's just really exciting. So I'm just enjoying being right on the wave. There's going to be so many humanitarian jobs for people. I mean, we're talking to the tune of 70 million jobs opening up.
We need it.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you seen? So I heard or read just the other day that the dinar. What did you call it? The dinar revalue is on the screens. Do you know what that is right now?
I don't. I haven't actually done an actual, trip to, one of the revaluation offices. I don't even know, but I know they do background checks and they're going to make sure that the money goes from the wicked to the righteous. You know, and I think that in some cases, if you have a considerable amount, they want to see what you're going to do, who you're going to be working for. So I don't know how I don't know how this is going to roll out. We've never seen world peace, you guys.
It's true. We haven't.
Yeah.
When they ask who we're going to be working with, I'm going to tell them our Starseed team.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I'm expecting nothing less.
Me too.
I'm going to say what I've been saying for the longest time. High Vibes Up is going to take over the world. And when I say High Vibes Up, I'm not talking about Ken and Candy. I'm talking about the family, everyone. The whole family is going to be taking over the world. So,
Yeah, I think this is the Army of the 144. We now see what they're capable of. This is what they were fighting the Revolutionary War over. This helps to remind us how this enemy works. And boy, did we get to watch. I mean, it was a bleep show. You know, I mean, it was just layer after layer after layer. And really, I think it comes down to where we have to draw from the knowledge is power is we do have to take responsibility. Okay, there's a point in time when we got a little too comfortable. We gave a little too much responsibility to our authorities without any knowing of where these people came from, who they were, what they were doing behind the scenes. You know what I mean? We just, oh, they're authorities, so we should look up to them. Oh, they're standing in front of a podium. Well, guess what? They're standing in front of a corporate podium, and they're pirates, and they're actors. And they're very well groomed.
very well.
So until we take responsibility and reclaim our trusts, our estates, and stop taking benefits from these corporations, which is worldwide. It's worldwide. And that's why America is such an example. That's why we have to, because we are affluent and we consider ourselves first world. So we do have to step up and start to protect our families, create a trust, you know, put our children in that trust, our properties in that trust. It's work, and we're all like too dumbed down. We were never taught how to manage money, but we have to. And we're talking the works of the family bloodline. You know, we're talking all the artwork that came out of it. We have to have everything in the trust to protect it from probate, so that if we do pass on, that everything is protected, especially our children. So, yeah.
You know, over in Florida, they passed a law to where you cannot graduate high school unless you've been through classes on how to do taxes, on how to do your checks, on everything of like a household. You have to be able to go through those classes, and if you don't pass those classes, you can't graduate.
Well, that's interesting, so long as they don't brainwash us into thinking we have to pay those T words, because
Right.
that's all voluntary, people.
It's true. It
Whereas
is
they don't
very
have a
true.
single law. It's messed up.
God.
I mean, we've basically been paying the crime syndicate to take us to war.
Uh-huh.
So we now need to realize who we put our trust into. Those trustees, I mean, guys, it's messed up. Like, just by registering to vote. Again, I don't want to get us kicked off YouTube, so I'm going to be careful with my words. We put our trust in the governors. So they are our trustees for the corporation that we registered with. They have our social on file, which means that if they, for any reason, think that we are in danger, they can draw money from all of our SESTA-KVs, all of our trusts, all of our master trusts, or maybe called a Social Security trust. It's the master trust. So they can draw trillions out, take 10% off the top because they're the ones making the transfer, and they can take us to war. And then guess who gets paid out when these soldiers die?
Well, every time a soldier dies, they're going to consider it the big C anyways, COVID. And
Oh, right.
get money
I
from
know.
that. Oh, you got shot by a bullet? It's okay. He died from COVID.
Right. You must have. Yeah. Couldn't possibly be that thing. Yeah. No, but it's real. It's really happening to people that I know that are really getting sick, you know? So I do think it's time also, you know, another thing we haven't really done is we haven't walked in sacred honor and stood up and really informed everyone that we know. I mean, think about how at some point in time, many of us gave up in warning our loved ones about this. Why? Why do we give up? You know, at what point are we willing to stand up? Is it when the school districts come out in early 2023 and start to require it? Is that when we finally stand up? When do we stand up to everyone? and try to save lives. This is the new type of, I don't know, spiritual battlefield that we're on. So knowledge is power.
Yeah. I'm also hearing from a couple of different sources that they're coming out with different technologies to be able to heal people that have taken
Yeah.
that. So,
And I've always believed that with the G letter was actually going to be used for the benefit of healing people, that they can be used for evil or good.
Wait, what's the G letter? The 5G?
Don't say it. No. Yeah.
Okay. Kofifi.
Kofifi.
Coffee! I got coffee!
Coffee.
Which reminds me about the Kofifi. You know how the 5G towers were giving out the 60 hertz? Now
Yeah.
they're giving out the 342 because of the Kofifi.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope that's the case. It's a big infrastructure set up. They're everywhere. So I hope so.
Are you familiar with the CRYPTO guy? Ever hear of him?
No.
Okay, well, someone said that he just got picked up. So that's pretty interesting. That's coming from the comments here. And also we want to wish Isaiah Likens happy birthday. He's 24 today. 24, and he joins us for Knowledge is Power.
It's awesome.
That's beautiful.
Happy birthday.
Right?
Start 'em young.
I'll sing, but I can't sing.
So before we, do you have any more news before we move on?
No.
Okay.
That's everything I got for you.
Well, that was like chicka-lacka boom boom. That was great.
Thank you. Yay.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so before we went live, we were talking about how our teams are showing us the path to come out of even more programs that we didn't even realize was programs.
Very much.
So do you want to share first and then
Sure.
Okay.
Well, so my spirit guides have been very loud over the course of the last, 2 months, telling me to take the makeup off. And at first it was like, hell no. I was like, no. And it was even the trip to Mar-a-Lago. They're like, yeah, no, take the makeup off. It's time to take off the mask. It's just another layer of brainwashing. Why do you feel you need it? Why do you feel that you're safer with it or whatever, And the truth is, we are light beings. We should just be free to shine as bright as we possibly can without having to cover up or wear a mask, or one could call it armor or war paint. And I kept wondering why do I need to lose the war paint? Why? It makes me feel stronger. And, the question back was, really? Does it make you feel stronger, or does it actually make you feel weaker? And that's the question. And so what do you think? I don't know, Candy, what do you think?
I have been getting the same message for, well, I don't know. Let's ask the family. I mean, how long have I been not wearing makeup with you guys? It's been a couple years.
It's awesome.
And when I first started, I felt naked.
Very naked.
Yeah.
And we ripped our bras off too for this call. And I'm
I
like,
thought
whoa.
that was supposed to be for me to say for me.
Oh,
like,
sorry.
I took off my bra today.
That's so funny. I mean, it is a form of slavery when you have to wear a mask or a veil. I mean, Eve probably wasn't wearing a mask or a veil.
Who?
Eve.
Oh.
Adam and Eve. Mm-hmm. It's true. It's very true. Like, the makeup is kind of like a form of camouflage. Blend in to the surroundings. Blend in with society.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's, yes, blending in. Let's go a little deeper with that. So what I noticed was it instigates competition. It instigates Well, let's look at competition for a minute. I mean, because that's huge, isn't it? Because, oh, you wear that kind of makeup?
Mm-hmm.
Or you're not wearing it right? Or how come she looks prettier than me?
Mm-hmm.
Or how do I make myself look so pretty that I am the light shining in the room?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what they were showing me is that this does not matter. This is the shell. We are not a human holding a spirit consciousness. We are a spirit consciousness that has lived for a very, very, very long time just sitting in this body. This body is our car.
Yeah.
And one day I was sitting at a light and the team spoke to me. And this is one of the times that it was like that audible voice. And they said, look at the car next to you. Okay. And they said, are they asking permission to be at the light with you? And I'm like, no. And they asked me, are you asking permission to be at the light? No. Well, live your life the same way. We don't need to ask permission to breathe or to exist or to live, and yet we have been made to feel that way. And makeup is a really huge part of making you feel like you're not good enough unless.
Right. And that is the underlying message. I think there's so many subliminal messages to young females, and my daughter's 13. She's just coming into makeup, right? And, you know, she's learning how to do it minimally. And she's really into natural, which is great, but she still now feels she can't leave the house without it. So just overnight, we went from free as a bird to, oh, but I can't leave without the veil, which is interesting because it's not like I'm judging. I'm just observing. We all just observe without judgment, especially ourselves. But it is interesting. It is a bit of it's a veil. You know, we don't live in a country where we have to cover our face, but we do live in a country where we cover our face.
It's very true.
I was watching someone who has their own channel. She has their own channel. And right there in the middle of the live, I caught her looking at herself, and she was just right there in the live, and I'm like, wait a minute, where's your focus, sweetheart?
Yeah. And it's easy to do that because we're looking at ourselves as we are on Zoom calls, and it's a little distracting. You know, I'm always like, just look at the people, and then I can focus it. I try, because I notice that, you know, I'm supposed to be, my eyes, I don't know, they mess with our eyeballs. Do you notice that? Like in Zoom? I don't even know where they actually want you to look straight at yourself. And that's when your eyes are forward. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's designed to make you look at only at yourself. And that's also not good. You know, it's all these subtleties that keep us in the loop and we don't even know it. I'm starting to think the subliminal messages in the songs are absolutely real, and they're making young women feel they're not worthy. Because it just seems as though, especially in this time when we're in extreme spiritual warfare, they just dialed it up. I mean, like literally so many people are missing out on the love that they truly need right now. I mean, really, most people that I know are starving for love right now.
Yeah.
And they're not feeling worthy of it. And everyone's at such different levels of the awakening that it's hard to find that perfect frequency. It's hard to mirror people as well as we used to, because maybe we were all stuck in our ways or we were comfortable, but now we have to move out of that comfort, start to rise. But how do you raise at the same exact level that your partner is? It's just, we're going through drastic change.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we need to start relying more on that angelic realm to feed us and to guide us.
Absolutely.
And to especially fulfill us and to find that abundance, because there is abundance there.
Yeah, there is. And you know, when I was feeling down, my guide sent a TikTok into my experience, and it was this one person that was talking about how when you're walking through a store and suddenly you see this young little baby just looking at you, just looking at you. And the question was, Do you know why babies look at you the way that they look at you or stare at you the way that they stare at you? Is because they're not seeing the actual you that's on the outside, but they're seeing the beauty of you.
Yeah.
And that is what we need to focus upon, is seeing the beauty of yourself through a baby's
Have you noticed
eyes.
that whenever you decide to engage with a baby via eye contact or third, like, your higher self, they are so receptive. I mean, they just light up. They feel you. They feel your energy. And, I've even had parents like hide their kid from me, like in the airplane, like, oh, the kid's staring at this woman for too long. And I'm like, let him stare away. Like, I'm just feeding off the energy of your baby. It's fine, but, oh no, it's like, we're even so brainwashed. We think we need to shun our children from having that experience. What? It's sad. We have been very brainwashed. How when you guys picture the world 5-10 years from now, what do you think it'll be like? Have we broken through that veil?
I would say over 70% has. Mm-hmm. Most definitely, because there are going to be other souls out there that are going to be making the choice to not. So we are still going to have those sleepers by that time, but I can most definitely say that over 70% will. Well,
especially if working. I really believe that, so children are almost in their spirit. They're operating through their higher self, probably up to about the age of 8. I mean, they run freely, they play freely, they're totally and completely, they don't question what their intuition wants or needs at any given moment. And it's actually so fun to have kids who get along well. My 2 children get along so well. They would just fill the whole house with laughter, Mm-hmm. And I remember, at times my husband would say, stop that, and I'd be like, don't you dare stop that laughter. You know what I mean? Like, that's the laughter that fuels us, it reminds us of what it's like. That's why so many people have children, is to remember what it's like to be operating in your 5D, right? But after around 8, you have to become responsible with all the homework and all the responsibility. And that's oftentimes where I find people, when I go into the spirit realm to see where they're at, a lot of times they're still stuck at that 8-year-old level because they just never had the freedom to graduate or to keep, evolving as an adult in the 5D, living freely, living through intuition, living through what is God sending me now? What are my angels telling me to do? How should I, move the way they want me to move? Because the universe is always cheering for us, right? We just don't trust it. And so I think that in the new world, we are actually going to be motivated or there's going to be some type of incentive to stay in that state, And it will be more okay for people to come and help us stay in that state,
Have you seen the Avatar?
Yeah.
With the blue people?
Yeah. I haven't seen the new one. Is the new one out yet?
No, this
not yet.
December.
So, remember the tree of life, the one that was all white? It was several meditations that this tree grew within me. And at first, I was taken to the Hall of the Gods, and an ant came over and asked if he could plant a seed in my heart space, and I said, yeah. And then several meditations, it grew. The roots grew down and connected with the plants of the earth, and then the trunk grew up out of my crown, and it was a white crystal tree, just like that, but it went into the 7th plane where what gods are the higher beings?
The supreme beings?
Supreme beings are.
Supreme.
Wow.
Yes.
That is really cool.
And then grew all those white, I don't even know what you call them, tubes of life, light tubes. And each one connected to the awakened people, no matter what phase or journey they're in.
What frequency or vibration that they're.
And so the meditations I'm doing, the love that they show me and help me to feel, and the healing, it goes through that tree and to everyone. And so I'm assisting in the actual ascension of the whole planet, the whole world.
Yeah. And the only thing that limits you is your mind. So I do believe you are in fact impacting the world when you do that work. And I do believe in that work very much. And I think that they are red pilling us in these movies like Avatar and Star Wars. If you go back and watch how Rey works, she's operating in the 5D. She's operating with the Force. You know, if you go back and watch Trinity and Neo in the Matrix, they're going in and out. They're using their techniques, their tools to, and it's actually a lower realm. The 3D is a lower realm. It's impacted by the higher realms because the higher realms have better intentions.
Same thing with a lot of those animes that are out there as well. You'd be surprised with the Japanese cartoons with
Really?
how much truth is in all of those.
Oh my gosh.
There's one called Avatar that's so good. That one, they've got 2 full seasons. One with Aang and
Yes.
one with Katara or
It's
something.
The Last Airbender.
The Last Airbender. And then The Last Airbender was a film. They made a feature film out of it. But there's the animated series. I recommend it for anyone's children. It's very, very entertaining. Earth, air, fire, water.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's an anime called The Fruit Baskets, and that will take you through how to speak to yourself, how to ask yourself clarifying questions so that you know where you need to go and how you need to heal. And most important, it helps you to grow in relationships with everyone and how to love yourself.
I love that.
And then
Wow,
the-
I would love to learn more about that. I should write that down. What was it called?
Fruits Basket.
Fruits Baskets.
Fruits Baskets. And that's a Japanese anime?
Uh-huh. I believe I saw it on HBO.
I think Hulu might have it. Maybe Netflix.
Cool. I'll find it. Thank you.
But you know those big beings that you see in the clouds every now and then? There's an anime called Gurren Lagann, and this one's it's a mech anime, but it shows how big those mechs truly are compared to a universe. Our universe is a size of like a
pea? Half a pea?
no, not even a pea, more like a grain of sand.
Wow.
That's how big those beings can be compared to our universe. It is amazing.
Wow.
And they show up in our clouds in the way that they can present themselves for us to actually physically see, because we're still stuck in the old programs. We got to see with our physical eyes, not our eye.
Yeah. Right. And I wonder how much is spirits. Like, there's also a movie that came out called Raya, The Last Dragon, I think it was.
Oh,
trying to-
yes.
That it had like Kundalini
Right?
town or city, and all these dragons needed to come together to come into alignment. Like, they each represented a chakra almost. That was really interesting. They had a lot of naming conventions. I felt that was definitely a white hat wake up movie.
Oh, yeah. That's wouldn't you say that that's almost all that's coming out now is...
I know, right? Book of Life is another one
Oh, I
that
haven't seen that one.
Oh, yes,
that
you
one
have.
too. That's about the
It's a cartoon.
what's that?
It's a cartoon.
Yeah, another cartoon.
Okay.
You'll like it. Or you've seen it. You'll just re-like it.
Relove it, right?
Even Tangled. There's some Disney movies that are like, I feel like, unwinding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though it's like they knew stuff we didn't know, and then they were using it for the wrong purposes. But now that we know how to use it for the right purposes, we're going to unlock what it was meant to be. Does that make sense? I'm not sure how else to word that, but there's a really great song in
It's like
in
seeing the
Tangled.
truth behind the lies.
Yes.
And this has been going on, in my opinion anyways, since before I was even a child. And do you remember Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and how that the evil stepmother or the evil witch gave her a poison apple.
Yeah.
What do we call that? The poison
Right.
apple, right?
And then you got Little Mermaid. Sign a contract, you lose your voice.
Yep.
You lose your power because information is power. If you have no voice, you have no power.
Right? Love it.
And all she wants is to be on land and off maritime.
Oh,
Oh, that was good.
Yep. She just
I
all
didn't
she
catch
wants
that.
is yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Wow. Yes. Oh my goodness.
She's like flipping around on these, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, strolling around on those, what's that word again? Street,
Right?
She said flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Yeah.
And what
Yeah,
is this
there's a
called
lot.
again?
There's a lot of
dingle
symbology.
hopper.
Yeah.
Now, I know that you've got something coming up that you have to take care of, so you just let us know when you need to go. Pop
Okay.
right off, and then we'll close up with the family.
I love it.
Okay?
So yeah, I'm trying to figure out. So I wanted to say this is really cool. I don't know if you guys have researched star cities.
No.
Anyone can Google this. You should look it up. People should look this up. It's called Star Cities. And they're all over the world. They used to design cities in patterns, almost like it's called somatics, like a somatic pattern. And they were in key, probably ley lines. And so imagine a city that's designed like a star. Then in the center is a cathedral, one that maybe you've even seen before. Those were the Tesla towers. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like an aerial view. And they're all over the world, guys. You should research this. This is fascinating. Those were actually Tesla towers. And if you look up Norb's world on BitChute, because he hasn't been taken off there, he has amazing work. What on earth happened? But then he has another one that is about the star cities. And it's fascinating because he goes into detail about how they were actual Tesla towers. These were free energy towers, these cathedrals, and the organs that they played, they were moving water up and down the organs, and they were basically using almost like a form of homeopathy to charge the water with these loving melodies. And then you would drink the water, and then the water would flow down from the cathedrals, down all these steps. Like, so imagine mineral-based steps all throughout the star cities, where the water is flowing down, and it's literally building the frequency of the minerals that's required to feed the plants and all of the nourishment around the city. And then the people were basically going and getting healed in these Tesla towers, and then healed through the living water. So the organs were always supposed to be at our frequency, at the vibration that we resonate with. So it would be like at a love frequency. And so you would go into these community centers to get healed.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're all over the world, like they've been destroyed.
And
Wow.
this is, look up Norb, N-O-R-B.
Norb's World, Norbs, WORLD. I should look up what his second series, because he does these 2 long series, and to try to watch them all at once would be pretty hard because they're broken up into like 8 series or whatever, half hour long. So they're long, but it's great research. And I think it's something for people to start getting excited about when it comes to, thinking about the future, thinking about how we're going to organize our cities, thinking about how we're going to use these technologies to live in total, complete synergy with the land.
Wow. That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
It really is. That is awesome.
Right?
So I think there's going to be huge advancements in agriculture, and people aren't going to be forced to stay like living on top of each other in cities. Have you ever noticed that when you travel, your visualizations become more clear, your messages from spirit become more clear? We're about to advance in ways I don't even think we can predict.
It's very true. There's a lot of new technologies, new things are coming out, kind of like the Hoppe that we were introduced to, that is causing us to break that membrane down on our pituitary and our pineal gland.
Is it putting out a frequency? Is it a crystal? What is it?
It's the way that they make the hape through dance, song, and the way that they burn it and what type of words that they use. It's Indian tribes that make it.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
it's awesome.
This is how along with the Asea, which is another starseed technology, we are also, I'm using the Hape, and that's how I'm having all these powerful visions and doing all this powerful work. The combination of it, the Asea started to decalcify my pituitary, and then that is going in and really pounding it clear. And then it immediately connects me. I mean, it's like no effort at all. It's boom. And I'm already up in the Hall of the Gods, or I'm meditating, watching myself meditate in the new world.
I love that. I mean, I love that. And whenever you share those visualizations with people, you are planting seeds into their consciousness for what they can start to manifest. And as we start to manifest collectively.
See, that's what I was trying to tell you. When you share things, what the stars show you, it plants seeds, then I'm able to do that. We help each other in amazing ways when we share. Yes, right. Yes, thank you.
I know. See, and any one of your visualizations could become a movie. I mean, it could become, something in the future. People are starving for good, healthy, wholesome, optimistic movies. I mean, all the movies now are just like death and destruction.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is
even
so
Avatar.
true.
Even Avatar, it's like you're watching the total annihilation of that beautiful tree.
Mm-hmm. It's true, but it was also showing the past of the crystal trees that they brought down here on this earth as well.
See, and that's what Norb's world gets into. He shows you all those massive tree stumps all over the world that have been cut down.
So Dr. Sam Muggsy says that on Quantum Shift, she says they're bringing the trees back, the crystal trees.
I'm really excited.
Well, and so how do they bring them back? They can. Wow.
Probably through
She
frequency.
didn't say.
Because if you think about it, even a certain frequency on a body can bring back a limb. And if that can bring back a limb, it can bring back the crystal trees when they find the right frequency.
There's also living bacteria that almost like the biome of the earth that they can place all over the roots of those trees that would help them grow as well. Like, think about it. They were cut down. We didn't even know they were there. I mean, now that we can care for them.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's true. Did you know that plants do not like to drink dirty water, just like us humans? We don't like to drink dirty water. So they have a certain filter system within their roots.
Oh.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Which is why they also get warts and all that type of stuff when they drink dirty water. It's not showing how old that they are. It's just like us. We get warts and all sorts of diseases in our body when we drink dirty water.
Yeah. And we don't even realize how dirty it is and like how we need certain minerals encapsulated in the water.
Right.
It's water is sentient. It changes with frequency, as you know, based on Emoto's work and stuff. So, I mean, like, it's not a molecule. It's a sentient, and we are sentient beings. We're made of water.
Our plants are sentient, too. In one of the meditations, I heard them all singing. I heard the voice of the plants.
Oh, that's beautiful, too.
It was amazing. They have a voice. It's incredible. And those Christmas lights that like twinkle down?
Yeah.
Like rain?
Yeah.
Well, the plants and the roots, so it doesn't matter where you are because there's roots everywhere deep under the earth. They think about that going up, those lights going up. That's all from the plants. And we can connect to all that energy, and they will talk to us and feed us and sing to us.
Totally. It's funny. I also got one of those. My guides told me to literally go dig almost like a circular area so I can lay in the dirt under this huge mesquite tree that I have in my backyard, and to literally just root my feet down to receive the knowledge and the information from the trees. Like we don't lay in dirt often enough.
No, we don't.
I mean, I know that sounds crazy, and of course I didn't. I ended up just laying in the grass, but
That's
but
okay.
it's like certain flowers started to grow after I did it, and all sorts of stuff. And some of the natives will say that in the hospitals, in the Native American hospitals that they would build, they would allow the earth to start to grow all the weeds, and anything that the earth would grow would heal the people in the hospital, because the earth knows what we're ailing from.
Wow.
Especially if we use our export to fertilize the earth, then they know what we're ailing from. Does that make sense?
It does.
So the natives knew all about this. Oh, okay, we're just going to go ahead and bring all the hospital patients in. We'll move their export out into the fields, and the fields will grow what will heal them.
There was something that you were shown from, what's her name in Russia?
Anastasia.
Anastasia. Put a seed under your tongue and let it sit there for
A minute or so.
a good couple of minutes. And
Yeah.
then you plant it and it has your DNA. Same thing with Thor said. If you spit on a grain or a seed, the DNA will be on with the plant.
Yeah,
And that
that's
plant
another
will
way
heal
to
you.
do it. That's fast. I mean, it makes perfect sense that we would germinate the seeds that would then feed us.
Uh-huh.
And yet what we keep doing is we keep forcing these fields to grow the same crop over and over and over, as if the biome doesn't, change. It's like you're force feeding the earth to do what you want it to do, instead just allowing it to grow what we need. In fact, I remember watching this guy. He was saying, like, he was a conservationist. And he was saying, if you just let all the fields grow exactly what they want to grow right now, it would be exactly what the earth needs to heal itself from. And he said we'd actually grow a lot of mushrooms. And I don't know if they're magic or not, but just a lot of mushrooms, he said. And maybe also a lot of, I can't say, probably the M word. Probably a lot of that. The weeds.
Oh,
Oh, right.
It would just grow lots of weeds. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what. All I know is that we're about to learn a lot about how the earth heals us and how we heal the earth, because we were always meant to be stewards of the earth. There was this beautiful native friend of mine who said once, she said that one of the things that the elders would say a lot to the tribes are, if you were to kill off all the birds in the world, everything would die. The whole earth would die. If you were to kill off all of the birds, I'm sorry, the plants
bees?
or the trees, the whole earth would die. If you were to take out the oceans, the whole earth would die. But if you got rid of the people, the earth would thrive, because we're doing such damage to this earth. But obviously we wouldn't be here unless we were meant to be sacred stewards of the earth.
Right, and all
It's
that's
just a matter of
coming back.
relearning how the natives did that and how they were doing it. And there's a lot of prophecies coming true of the natives right now, because they knew and all those prophecies also were destroyed, like the Hopi prophecy, et cetera, et cetera. There's a Lakota prophecy. And so it's like all this knowledge. It's amazing how they kept it all from us, how they could completely control what we knew and what we didn't know. And that everything was on again, I don't know what I can say, but the really black web. You know what I mean? People knew all about there's been so much information out there that even if you touch it, you get taken out. So it's like we just were so kept from such essential survival knowledge. Can you imagine living in a world where your government actually cares about you? Like actually cares about the homeless and the veterans and the elderly and the sick? Can you I can't even imagine it sometimes. But it's coming. It's totally coming. Nothing can stop it. We are about to see an entirely new realm.
we really are.
So people shouldn't be in a hurry to leave. We should be rooting in and using our visualization to start loosening up that quantum field, because the quantum field is dense here too. That was kept in. was trapped. We couldn't even navigate it. But now we're starting to navigate it as it loosens and as that evil is removed from the planet.
You know what? So it's true. What I read, that Mr. T said we are going to have an absolute fabulous Christmas.
I know. Yeah. And the real Christmas is 9/11.
You know, in meditation, I was shown a date, December 13th.
And that's tomorrow.
And yeah.
We're still not sure what that entails yet.
Right.
But we're very excited to see what happens tomorrow.
I don't know.
I'm curious to ask your viewers, do you have a chat going right now?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I think part of the ascension is learning to use more of our brain, right? Accessing, becoming, like Lucy in the movie, right? Right? I mean, so it's like, so if we only use 5 to 10% of our brain, why don't we trust the other 90%? Why aren't we trusting our intuition to guide us? How come we haven't been allowing that to navigate us for so long? And how many people have started to practice it?
So I there's a sound file out. I think it's from Homer Simpson, and he's like, "I'm trying to think, but nothing happens."
Press any key. Where's the any key?
That's totally my sound file. I'm trying and nothing happens.
Well, not if you're visualizing a beautiful tree that's reaching all the way into the highest levels of heaven. I mean, come on, no.
So that brings up a good point in that it's discernment in that we're reaching for rather than using the brain. In actuality, we're connecting to that heart space and our inner TV, that third eye connecting with the pituitary. It's all connected to all there is, the source of all.
Right. So the unseen realm. So I'm just going to touch on this really quick. Then I got to run because this is a new technique I've been using. I'm loving. I'm just going to throw it out there, see if it resonates with you. But okay, so let's say you really care about a loved one and they're going through a tough time, or you've just connected with a new person that you love, or maybe you're just wanting to help your children, right? What you can do is you can create like a pentagon. So the 2 points at the bottom of the pentagon are the mind, will, and emotion, or the 3D version. And then the 2 points above are the higher self version of these individuals. So you, your higher self, and them, their higher self. And then God, you place God at the top, or the point of the pentacle. So think of like, in the 3D, we are almost held captive by the mind, will, and emotion, by the programming. But if you start to realize that every single, line that connects each one of those points in the pentacle, you have direct access to the higher self of, the individual you're connecting with. And there's unconditional love in that connection. In other words, you can lean on it as much as you want and never get limited or held back. Does that make sense? Like, how many people are in a relationship where they're not getting what they need?
Right.
But you can get everything you need from their higher self. Everything. And you can heal them in their higher self. And especially if there's a mirror happening, like a twin flame connection or a soulmate connection or a soul bond, maybe with a child and a mother or something like that, you can then mirror onto them what they need from your higher self to their higher self. So it's a way to start becoming aware of divine things, becoming aware that God is actually guiding you together. He's connecting you, and there is no limit. So you can go into a visualization, you can go into a meditation, you can go into a conversation with this person. And if they're your child, you do have somewhat like spiritual authority over them until they're 18. I would say, though, there are rules and limitations. You can't interfere with them wanting to have the experience on earth. It has to be a willful connection. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So those pentacles or pentagons or whatever, they're all over. We can access them anytime. And so I think that's a way we can start to heal the quantum field. We can start to heal that higher self. And when we heal the higher self, it automatically starts to affect that three-dimensional version, even though we're so heavily entrenched in this hypnosis. As we come out of the hypnosis, I think what that will, again, just start to loosen and loosen and loosen. You can even go into a relationship with someone and start healing their past by almost rewriting their memories, by helping them remember it different. If that connection is there. That's the big if.
Yeah, definitely. So I was watching the tree, observing it, and the light I don't know what you call them, the light arms of the tree as they were connecting, and I heard that this was a healing session that it was performing, so it was removing like ether cords or attachments or memories or things that were hindering a person, and it would come out of the person as like black smoke. That's what it looked like. And then
like a trauma. Yeah.
Yes, and then it would flood all of the now absent areas with love light, and it was healing the collective like that. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so amazing.
We need to reset our intention to release all traumas, to rewrite all past, like anything that the devil ever did in this realm to hurt us, harm us, or leave imprints upon us. And now actually seek out becoming a true light being. Pure love, pure joy, pure bliss are the highest frequency words. You know what I mean? So it's like, at the end of the day, what is success in this 3D realm? If we redefine success in the 3D realm and it's no longer money or fame, and you just literally become as much of that light being as you can, draw on as much of that light as you can, and you become pure love, then you can give it out in abundance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
love you guys. I got to run. I literally have to go pick up my little one from a soccer game.
Okay. This was fun.
Yes.
I would love to do it more often.
Me too.
Okay. We'll be in
Just share our
touch.
downloads. I mean, we're in a whole new world.
Right? This is amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was awesome.
We'll talk later on this week then.
All right, you guys. I love you.
All
right.
Love you.
Talk soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow.
What? That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was really amazing.
Are we like half off the screen or, oh no, that's because it's down more, right? So everyone can see us.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So that was really beautiful. I'm excited that she wants to come back on and continue this, because this is sharing and planting the seeds so that other people can experience the same things that we're doing. It's like flowing it down. You get it, you share, I get it, I share, they get it, and you share and they get it.
Exactly.
And-
Sharing.
And Miki shares.
Sharing is caring.
Right? It was great. Yeah. That was
awesome.
absolutely fabulous. And we're just so thankful and grateful for each of you. You guys are who's important. Each one of you are so important. And many of you have done, like Secret Santa things for each other and for us and for others. And I want you to know that it is so appreciated. And you impact our lives. You really do a lot.
It may seem like that you guys are not doing anything. I've had that feeling. I've had those thoughts, those feelings, those emotions are not yours. They're just the old programs trying to keep you down. But what's funny is that every thought, every action that you make that is in the higher realms is causing a ripple effect. It's causing those smallest ripples, and that's what causes the big waves. Because if you think about a still lake, a very still lake, and then you just suddenly just put your finger in there and you see all those ripples, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That is what you do. You just touch that still lake.
Yeah, watching it again would be really great because there was just so much that was shared.
There was a lot that was shared. Sorry, there was like a stink bug that fell on the floor. And I'm like, it better not like come over to my feet.
There's one on the curtain
I
too.
know.
We just sucked one up, so now there's two more. It's like they're procreating fast. I'm doing candyisms again. You guys remember Nathandrel? Did I say it right?
Nathan Draw. You were like, Nathan Draw. Jason was like, what the? Say it again. Nathandra.
No. Yeah, that was so funny when Jason's like, wait a minute. I'd like to go back to that one word that you said. Say it again.
His mind was like processing for Nathan Draw. I've heard that somewhere. Processing, looking through all his cabinets. Oh, you mean Nathandra? Yeah. Yeah, that's what we meant. Oh.
Oh my goodness, Sandra. She said, thanks for my little black bag. It was outside Mar-a-Lago with me. Showed everyone. Oh, hi, Dina. Yeah, I'm so glad you made it. You don't always make it to the lives. It's
Right?
wonderful to have you.
Oh.
And, you know, each one of you, we just love you so much. So much. And we're glad you're part of the family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so someone said, just appreciate how real and down to earth we are. That is exactly how it should be with family. And that's why we are that way with you guys, because you're family.
Yeah, we're very transparent, very open. We're very readable books.
Okay, so we are, Kid and I are brainstorming about what to do with Wacky Wednesdays. And so he's going to reach out to a couple people. Some that we're thinking of is Jack
Landers.
Landers. Who's the other one?
Even Miki would be great on Wacky Wednesdays, too.
Yeah, that might be a little too late for her, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we could do
We
her
could probably do it earlier in the day, like 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Pacific time, 2 or 3.
Yeah, and also, I'm so sorry if you're watching, but the one with the products.
Oh, Lance?
Yeah, Lance. Sorry, Lance.
Just remember, Lancelot.
Right?
Oh.
Lance is a lot. That's why we want him on the show. So if you guys have any suggestions on for Wacky Wednesdays, that would be great. Email us at HVUlives with an S at the end of lives at gmail.com and give your suggestions. Or Martin Patelli, yes. He actually might be a really good one. We're at a different time because we're kind of thinking about keeping the same theme for the Wacky Wednesday, which is that truth hour.
JCK or Laura Whitworth?
We don't have connections to either of those, so if you can get us connected, that would be absolutely awesome. Oh, we're also going to have 2 people on the show, and they both are spiritualists. They both have done the ayahuasca journey, And so that will be something to look out for if you're interested in that kind of thing, and hop on with us when we have them on. Oh my goodness, there's even more bugs.
Oh! Where did it come from?
Oh no! At least they're not on us, although when I stripped my bed to wash my sheets today, there was a stink bug at the foot of my bed on my side. I was like, oh my goodness.
And it's moving.
Yes, it is.
Oh. So, yeah.
Is that it? Are we want to close up so we can clean up these bugs?
Yes.
They're really bugging you, huh?
There was one on the floor somewhere. And my voice is being low. Something scares me. It's like, I am perfect for a horror movie. So we bust through the door and I'll be like, ah!
Oh, you guys, you think Kid is funny like this. You should have seen him after he was drunk.
Oh.
My goodness, he was funny.
This is after 12 beers. Yeah. I was wasted.
Right? You were. You were very wasted. And the conversation he was having, I'm like, you know, yet you're drunk. I don't want to hear it. And he took that as an invitation to tell me more.
And I don't even remember what I was talking about. Yeah.
I don't either. But it was funny. I remember giggling, and then you would say something and go, tee hee hee.
Tee.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, let's head off.
Yeah. My voice.
We love you guys. And I will post on my Facebook, on Telegram, and the what is it called? The community of YouTube when we have our shows, so that you guys can keep up with when we're going to be on. All right. So you got the mouse.
Okay.
Love
We
y'all.
love you guys.
See you next show.
Toodles.
Probably not going to want to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Always go with the choice that scares you the most, because it's the choice that's going to help you grow.
Wow.
I can't do negative today. Positive vibes, positive vibes.
Hey, best friend. Wait. To the person seeing this, I know you're tired. I know you're fed up and so close to breaking. But remember, you have strength within you even when you feel weak. Keep fighting, best friend.